Alright, so this is how to set up a live stream. So first up here we have our camera with our tripod. You're going to put the camera on the tripod and you're going to want to flip it on with the power button on the top right. Next up, most of the time the camera will have the battery in it, so you're going to want to remove the battery by pressing the button above the battery and removing it. Then you'll want to go to the bag and find the power cord, which is usually located in the inside part somewhere, not on the side. And this is what the connection looks like that you're looking for the right cable. Gonna come in the inside where the battery was, and you'll see a hole to plug it in. You want to plug it in there, and then connect to power somewhere. And that's pretty much how to plug in our camera and turn it on. Next up, we have the HDMI that will supply the video signal to the computer. So you're going to want to go in the bag and find the HDMI cord that looks like this. Plug it into the top right, with the only place where it fits. And so now we're going to find the white black magic design box that the other end of the HDMI cable will go into. It's usually located in the bag. So you're going to grab that out and take the other end and plug it into the HDMI in slot. You're going to want to make sure you're on the HDMI in slot. This is one common error that most people do, is they put in the HDMI out spot and then it doesn't end up working. So make sure you are on the HDMI in input on this white box. And that's pretty much it for plugging in that. Now we're going to want to get our signal to the computer. So we're going to take this black Thunderbolt cable, plug it in to the end of the white box, right about here. Once we get that plugged in, we're going to want to find the other end of the cable, take it and plug it into our one Thunderbolt jack on the computer. And that will fit right in there just like that. So next up we have our audio. You're going to want to plug in a USB to your audio control unit, which looks like this. And your red and white cables will run to the other end, into the soundboard, and to the output on the soundboard. So you're going to plug the white into the left and the red and to the red on the output side. Going to adjust our levels to about there, usually, depending on who's speaking. Put our main at about 1 o'clock. So next up, we need to supply our microphones to the soundboard, our headsets. So what you're going to do first is you're going to want to take one of your headsets, plug it into the phone jack, and connect your XLR to the first jack. And take your second headphone, plug it into the control left out, and then plug your XLR in to the second input of the XLRs. And now you're pretty much good to go with your mics. Next up, we have our Ethernet cable, which supplies internet to the computer for high-speed internet for uploading our stream to the internet. So after you receive it from the wall and plug it into a router, you're going to plug it into that jack on the computer on the side. And then now we're going to start a Wirecast. Once you open one of the events, it'll show up like this. And you will be able to click on the camera layer and see that your camera should be coming in. Audio on the bottom. That's our scoreboard. And our timer can be added on chroma keyed on the top. Next up, we have our output settings. When you go to output settings, you can see your event there, which is located right up here. Make sure you select the right event, and then you press OK. When you're ready to go, you're going to press output, start and stop broadcasting, and start the desired event, or press start all, and that will start sending it to YouTube. So next up, when you come over to YouTube, you're going to click on My Channel, which you should have already done this before the event has already started. I'm going to go to Video Manager. I'm going to go to Live Streaming. I'm going to go to Events. and then you're going to press New Live Event. Next, you're going to need to name your live event. So this one, we're just going to example volleyball, Boone versus Edgewater, and we're going to set the time. You're going to want to account for start time before, too, that you might do pregame coverage, so just factor that in too. Next up, we're going to disable the live chat. Set the event to be visible many days before the event. Put our video language as English, and turn off comments on the video. And that's pretty much it. Just select Create Your Event. There is one last thing we have to do first, though, is find our cover image for our video and select our bitrate. Our bitrate is going to be 720p. Once you've done that, you're pretty much good to go. Wirecast for YouTube should be selected, and you're going to save the changes. This is how it looks on the watch page, and this is the link you will share on Twitter and other social media sites. That is pretty much it for our broadcast, and when you get here, when you're broadcasting Wirecast, you will see this button and click it when you're ready to stream, and you're all good to go.